This video lecture on the business plan is going to go over the areas of where you can find resources to assist you in the writing and research part of your business plan. When we talk about the business plan, many people stumble on it because it's a difficult process. The process of writing a business plan is definitely going to challenge your patience. And one of the things that makes it difficult is something that we don't do frequently. For most of us, it's something we've never done before. And so getting the information can be more difficult than we anticipate. One thing that we need to understand is that we don't necessarily have to go through this entire process by ourselves. There's a lot of resources out there for you to help you accomplish this goal. We look at the different types of resources. Basically, I've broken them down into 4 different categories. You have software and document resources, organizational resources, market trends and demographics, and then market trends and industry-related resources. We look at document resources. I list 2 here. There's a lot more for you to look at, just as some examples. When you look at a program like Business Plan Pro, there's a lot of programs out there. You can go to an Office Max, an Office Depot, Best Buy. They've got a lot of different programs out there. The program that I have used in the past is Business Plan Pro. I found that it simplifies the process. It asks you specific questions that you need, and we'll lay out the plan for you. And so this is one of the many software packages that are out there. They also do sell a Sales and Marketing Pro, which has Marketing Plan Pro tied in with it. We look at Entrepreneur Magazine. It's another publication that's out there that's dedicated to people in the area of who want to start their own business. And so not only do they provide nice article and content on their website, I would recommend subscribing to the publication, but there's also a section where they have starting a business and they've got how-to guides. And so they have a ton of information on their site itself. Talking about planning your plan, some of the things we've talked about in the class, how to go about raising capital, how to find customers. They have a bookstore. And so in the bookstore, you'll see the startup guides where they may have something that is specific to a type of business that you're looking at. Well, they've done a lot of the research. And so it might be cost effective for you to spend the $70 to purchase one of these guides to help you as one research piece for your business plan. We talk about organizational resources. There's a lot of different organizations that are out there that are either have part of their mission or have their entire mission out there to help the small business owner. And so when you look at the Small Business Administration, which is sba.gov. There's a lot of different information out here on this site. Obviously, I can't go through all of it today, but the one thing that I find interesting, SBA is the organization that's going to guarantee a lot of these small business loans that are out there. And so if you want to look at the different types of products and different types of loans that are out there, what are the different loan programs, you find all that information on this specific site. When we talk about training, there is different online training that's available. Some of this they want you to actually complete before you apply for an SBA guaranteed loan. You'll see here we have this idea, SCORE, the Service Corps Retired Executives. We'll talk a little bit about them later. The Small Business Development Centers, Veterans Business Outreach Centers, and so all the different guidelines and help that's out there from a government perspective is all kind of linked into this site. The other thing that they have is, let's see, starting a business, writing a business plan. You can click on. Let's see what comes up. And so they'll have their own bit of information, essentials. They have the templates, which, again, just like we showed software before, we've got templates tied into the core site, and you can use the SBA templates where they have their elements of a business plan. Still similar with what we'll be doing in this class. They also do have specific information for templates for the financing piece of the business plan, how to do your financial projections. There's a lot of good information on the SBA site. The Wisconsin Women's Business Initiative, initially set up as a nonprofit organization to assist women in outreach and guaranteeing and obtaining specific loans. And then from there, they had more money than they were able to give out. And so on top of that, they decided to include minorities into the fold. And so they still ran into a problem where they weren't giving away all their money. And so now they've opened it up to pretty much everyone can apply for funding. They will give out what are called microloans, which may be $25,000 range to $50,000 to guaranteeing higher loans. So they will consult with people who are writing business plans, where to get funding, etc. And so that's another organization that you could potentially look at. Service Corps of Retired Executives, SCORE.org, is a group of retired professionals that will sit down with people and kind of be a mentor. And so you might find someone who has industry experience relative to yours, or maybe someone who started a business before and is just there to work with you on the business planning portion of the site. Of your process. Then we've got what I listed was the Kenosha Area Chamber of Commerce. Every community that you're in, I know not all of us are from Kenosha. I just picked one of the communities that really served through Gateway. It's a great networking organization to be associated with. Twin Lakes has their own Chamber of Commerce. I know Racine's got their own Chamber of Commerce. Majority of the communities and surrounding communities have Chamber of Commerces. Their goal is to bring in business to the area. And so they offer training events for local businesses. They participate in bringing businesses in. And so it's a good networking opportunity for you to meet other business owners in the area. And then the Kenosha Area Business Alliance is another organization that is dedicated and geared towards bringing organizations to the city of Kenosha. And so this is another organization for you to look at that may be advantageous for you to be a member of. You're going to want to look and see what other networking organizations are available in the community that you're in. How do you get associated with them, and what meetings and what avenues they're participating in. We talk about market trends. There's different websites to go to that you can identify specific trends in the market, both from an industry perspective and in a demographic relation. First one to look at is the census, which is census.gov. And basically any bit of information you're looking for on the census website, you'll be able to find. The challenge you have with the census website is it's got every bit of information you could possibly want. And so you've got to pare it down and identify what is the right information that you're looking for. And so you can go to the population finder here in the left-hand corner, click on Wisconsin, and it gives you the straight demographic information. You can sort through the site and find a lot of information from the 2010 census. They have a lot of different data tools that are available through the census site. Again, I could spend literally hours going over all of the different information that's on the site. Zip Skinny is a more targeted demographic site that it's pulling information from census.gov, but let's say I want to look at the zip code that the school's located in. So 53144. If we look at the main Kenosha campus, breaks down demographics in some specific ways. It tells you what the occupations are in the area, where are people falling into household income, what's the percentages of people that are married versus not married, are they widowed, are they separated. Some of this information may not be useful to your specific business. You got to make sure you identify what information is important to you. And so one of the things that you'll have to do and make a connection in your business plan is, here's our target market. This is the group that we are looking at gearing towards. And so when you're specific about that group, okay, here's our group that we're identifying or we're gearing our business to, you want to make sure that you're able to go back to this demographic information and say, okay, our demographic were people with an income between $25,000 and $35,000. And so here you can see 12.7% of the population in this zip code falls under that category. And so you'll be able to identify how many people would be specifically in your market at that area. So you've got to be able to justify your location based on the market of your product. And so something like Zip Skinny and the census allows you to do that. Then every association or every type of industry that you're in is going to have an association tied into it. And so for a lot of the things we've talked about in the class, we've used restaurant as an example. And so the National Restaurant Association is an association that is there to serve people who are owner-operators of restaurants. And so you'll find out a lot of information, not only from an educational standpoint, where they're there to educate you. A lot of industries will have associations that provide some form of certification, but they also do industry research that will allow you to compare your organization versus industry averages. And so like here, they have a link called Profitability and Entrepreneurship. And so a lot of organizations will do what is called the industry forecast. And so they've created an entire industry forecast for their members. And so it's really a survey of the entire industry. So when you're looking for industry data, you're like, oh, I don't know where to find it from. You want to first contact these and find out and identify who's going to be the trade associations in your area and see what information they've collected.